much money the sci-fi sequel Tron Legacy took in at the box office this weekend, making it numero uno. Gretch, Brian, over to you.
Thank you, Steve. Does Congress really hear voters' concerns about cutting government spending? After the omnibus spending bill failed to pass, will the anti-pork message finally get through to Washington?
Arizona Congressman Jeff Flake said he would hope so, yes, if he had his way. He plans to create a panel to investigate earmarks and joins us right now. Congressman Flake, you're about to get some more power. What do you plan on doing with it?
Well, I've been appointed to the Appropriations Committee, and that's something that a lot of people thought would never happen. So
right.
I think Republicans are finally getting serious about spending. But I'd like to take it a step further and have an investigative panel, a subcommittee devoted simply to investigating waste and fraud and abuse and these agency grant programs that aren't earmarks from Congress, but just decisions by the agencies to spend money that they shouldn't spend.
Right. So you want to take it a step further is what you're saying, because you think that finally Congress may have woken up about earmarks, but there's other waste going on. Now, why, Congressman, would you face any resistance?
Well, I don't know. I think the kind of the culture on Capitol Hill has been to spend, and we're going to have to turn that completely around. We've pledged to cut about $100 billion in spending from discretionary spending in the next year, and in order to do that, I think we've got to unleash every member of Congress to look for ways to cut spending. And so the Appropriations Committee is the tip of the spear. We're going to be asked to do most of the cutting, and so I think it would help to have a panel that's dedicated to doing just that.
Right, and Congressman, too, you've been out there saying if you got this power, you'd be someone who's going to be cutting costs, so you're on the clock as well, and I imagine you embrace the opportunity. But give me an example of some of the things that you would like to cut where you saw waste already.
Well, our farm programs, for example, in the tax bill that we just did, we re-upped on a program ethanol subsidies. That's $6 billion that we're spending to subsidize ethanol. When everyone, environmentalists have now turned against it, everyone except those who are benefiting directly from it think that it ought to go away, and that's one. Another program is Head Start, for example. We spend a considerable amount of money when study after study shows that it's not money well spent, and we're going to have to cut programs like this if we're going to trim this budget.
Mm-hmm. I know one of your concerns is that you feel there may be too few fiscal conservatives that will end up on the committee.
Well, there are 29 Republicans there now, and we got a couple of new freshmen that we just don't know yet. I hope that they're fiscally conservative. But we've got to turn the balance, because the Appropriations Committee for years and years, as you know, has been called the earmark favor factory. Now that we don't have earmarks anymore, we hope that we can just turn on a dime and start actually cutting spending, and that's going to be a tall order.
And there's going to be some programs, good programs, that need to be cut anyway, and that's not going to be easy for anybody. But let's see if
that's right. We're going to be cutting. I don't know. That's what we'll see. There are going to be, as you said, Brian, some very popular programs that are going to have to come under the knife. That's why I think it's important to have a panel that holds public hearings and to do investigations to let people know why we're cutting these programs.
All right, it's a holiday week, Christmas week, and Congressman Flake is up in Phoenix. So everybody else, you have no excuses. Stop at the snooze button. Congressman, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for having me.